Hi, and welcome to this video. I'm Ronnie Walter. Welcome to this channel. We have so much fun. Today we're going to be drawing letters, which I love doing, and I know you do too. And today we're going to talk about how to combine different alphabets to make pleasing little greetings for greeting cards or sayings that you want to write. It's awesome. Anyway, and then we end with a really fun, easy project. Here it is. We're going to do a really simple birthday card with a super fun watercolor technique, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's fun, it's simple, and short and sweet, and let's go and let's draw some letters. We are going to talk about type combinations. With a few simple little techniques, you can do all kinds of things with just 2 words and lots of different combinations, or many words and different combinations. So here's where we're going to start. This is a little sample I'm going to do later in the video. There are things that I teach where I'm like, you never have to relearn this. It's always true. So have fun with it. So the first one I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do happy birthday all the way through this lesson to demonstrate to you how cool it is to play around with type. So I'm just doing a simple block letter here. And if you've taken my drawing letters class, which is linked in the description, you'll know that we just start drawing letters. That's what we do. I love it. Okay, so say you have a bold font or bold alphabet, let's call it, and then you put something really simple underneath it. This is a tried and true method of combining type, okay? Bold over simple. And the opposite works too. Simple over bold. Now, if I were doing this on an actual card, I would be planning out where things are going to land, but for the sake of this, we're just going to play around with it. I'm just going to free draw. And I may actually misspell something because it's so often when I am drawing type that I'm so into the drawing part that I forget how to spell. Okay, and this one you could do something really simple like box it in and then color in the background. You can do this with paint, you can do this with colored pencil, you can do this with marker. It doesn't have to be, this isn't necessarily a watercolor lesson, it's a lesson in drawing cute and fun type. So you could do something like that. So you have a really simple little alphabet and then something really bold. Gets the message across so easily. So we have bold over simple, simple over bold. The next one that always works is, let's say we have fancy over basic. A variation on the theme. So that's fancy over basic. And then we have basic over fancy. You knew that was coming, didn't you? So this is the one we're doing the watercolor sample on. And I just did bubble letters, which are so much fun to draw, especially if you're having a 90s summer where we do things that are fun and reminiscent of our youth, which is, I think the 90s summer is an awesome trend. Did I spell it right? Yes. So this is basic over fancy. The last one, again, tried and true. You never have to unknow this. Is you can use the same lettering style, but change out the sizes. So say we just have happy in just a really whimsical little style. Doing the same style, but bigger. And like I said, if I were really doing this on a card, I would plan this out in pencil so I knew, you know, how far apart they should be and center them to each other, if that's what you're going for. So you can use the same style and just make one small and one big. So we have small over big and big over small. So we'll do kind of this. The easiest way to cuten up your writing. I'll link a video that we did on this one, and you can look at all the lettering videos. I just love drawing letters. It just enhances your work. I mean, sometimes this is all people want to do is lettering, and I totally support that. And then birthday would be little. Same idea. I'm so glad I've, so far, birth. I've spelled it correctly. It's a problem, as you probably know. That's why it's good to do your lettering in pencil first and then do your inking, because, you know, this happens where you're all of a sudden like, oh, that's not how you spell birthday. As I said, these always work. So this one's big over small. Use the same kind of style of lettering, and you just switch these out. You could do this with Merry Christmas. You could do this with, you know, Welcome Baby, all of the things that you might want to put on a card if you just play around with this. And I think this ends up being a really effective little sweet card. Kind of generic. You could send this to anybody, or you could put Happy Birthday Jane on the bottom and use that type, and that would be so cute and personalized. So enjoy, and we're going to paint this really fun technique too. Okay, the first thing I did was I transferred my drawing to my watercolor paper using this light box. If you don't have a light box, there's different ways that you can get your design onto the watercolor paper, but these are super handy to have. They're $25 to $30. I would link that exact one because I really like it, but they don't make it anymore. But there's lots of them. They're very basic. So get one. You will love that. Today I'm going to use this Micron PN, which stands for plastic nib. It has a slightly different kind of nib than the usual Microns that lots of us use. It is archival and also waterproof. I'm just going to go ahead and start drawing my letters. And as you know, I love drawing letters. I just love it. Now when I do my line work in almost everything that I do, I kind of do a double line. And part of that is because it's a little bit imprecise, and it gives us an opportunity to make it look intentional if we're not super steady with our hand. And I love the look. I think it has a really nice Illustrator type look. Not Illustrator like the program, but Illustrator like, you know, the profession. And I think it's really sweet. So these are just bubble letters, and we're using the basic over fancy technique. And I'm just going to go around and do my little bubblies, and I'll go around a second time. And this is like the most fun lettering style to do. It seems like every generation of children learns how to do bubble letters in some fashion, and I think that's awesome. They're so much fun. Yes, this is really cute. It's just a really nice, simple card. You could give this to a coworker. You could make this for your neighbor. And of course, as I said in the beginning of this video, combining type can sometimes get confusing, but using those 3 methods that I showed you, you can get a lot of mileage out of that. In fact, I was thinking about this. between the first video and doing this one is that this would be super cute on envelopes to do somebody's name, their first name and surname in these type combinations. It would be so cute and they would just love it. And the other thing, when I draw bubble letters, I think it adds to the charm if you make them a little bit tippy as you go. Here's our little exclamation point. And then if you wanted to, you could put the person's name right here. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a little border. I'm not going to paint the border. I'm curving that a little bit. And the beauty of, okay, it's really hard to make a line that's going to go all the way around this thing without having some wobble somewhere, unless you have super steady hands. I do not. So I have developed a way to get around that, no pun intended, is to, when I feel my hands start to wobble, then go ahead and lift your hand, lift your pen off the paper, and then start again. And putting that little dot or a couple of little dots in there very irregularly helps a lot. It just makes it look like, oh, she intended to do that, not, oh, she can't get all the way around that card. And I'm rounding that slightly as I go around the corner. For no reason except it's cute. And again, I'm doing my double line. You don't have to. But I want this line to be consistent with the line inside of the card. There. Okay, so we have that done. And I'm just going to erase my pencil. Gently, I'm using a kneaded eraser. And that's kneaded like kneaded bread. And these are very inexpensive. They're really wonderful for watercolor paper because they do not disturb the texture and they don't leave crumbs. They're a wonder. I don't know who invented the kneaded eraser, but I'd like to shake their hand because they are awesome. They've been around a long time. So I don't know if there is an inventor. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is going to have pretty minimal paint on it. I've got my standard paints. This is a set of 24 from a company called Mei Lang. It is linked in the description. I really like this set of paints because for the kind of work that I do and this really whimsical, lighthearted art that we do here on my channel, you don't need a lot. It's okay not to have 36 or 48. You'll have enough. You can always mix paints. If you don't feel like there's enough here to work with, you can always mix them. So I am going to work fast, and I'm going to do a spectrum across here. So I'm going to start with yellow. And I'm just going to, I don't need a ton of paint. I just need enough to kind of do the job. And I'm going outside the lines, like completely intentionally outside the lines. So I'm making sort of a big blob that's going to come across. I'm going to go there, clean off my brush. I'm going to add some red to this. And get a nice orangey color. And make it, it should look kind of messy and fun. I'm not trying to do each letter, and I'm just letting all of this happen. See all of this that's happening? We're just going to let that go. Okay, now I'm going to go into a red, like a true red. And again, you want to work pretty quickly. You can pre-mix your colors if you like. I, of course, am not. Because I trust that I will just keep going. If it doesn't work, we'll figure it out. So I'm getting that red in there. And that is so pretty. Ooh, that is really luscious. Okay, clean my brush. I'm going to go to a kind of pretty hot pink. And I'm using quite a lot of paint here as far as the saturation goes. Not a lot of water, but I don't want it to be opaque. So I'm going in again with this red or the pink and let those talk. And then I don't want, the next color in the spectrum would be a purple, but I don't want it to be like purple Kool-Aid. I want it to go into sort of a mauve tone. So I'm just adding what is purple in this to that pink. I guess we're just going to go right to a blue here. Now that got pretty wet, so I'm going to hoover up a little bit of that because I'm a little too much. And then I'm going to go to a nice bright blue to finish this off. Do you see how quickly this came together? I mean, if you wanted to, you could do a bunch of these and leave space for someone's name. And you could just crank these babies out as the year goes on and just add their name. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's suck up that excess. And we just made a birthday card. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I have this red here, I'm going to just hit those little red hearts. It just adds a little something, something. And look at that. How fun and cute did that turn out? I love this. Okay. Type combinations always work. A nice blobby tie-dye spectrum always works. A little rainbow action, love it. Okay, you guys, thank you. Oh my gosh, how effective is this? It's super cute. Have fun. Make a bunch of them. Do Merry Christmas. Do whatever 2 words you want or multiple words, and just have fun with these different type combinations. Play around with them in your practice book. You'll really have a ball with them. So thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it always, and take care. And I only wish the best for you, creatively and for all the rest of your life. So take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. About how to combine Okay. A clock always goes off.